Good morning, Titans. Today we're going to be talking about several different things that are going to help you across all of your English classes. And I'd like for you to go ahead and on some pen and paper, follow along, or pencil and paper, or drawing tablet, however you choose to take some notes. But I would like for you to follow along and take some notes with me today. I'll start off with my black pen here. And our essential question is, what is the appropriate tone for my audience? What is the appropriate tone for my audience? Appropriate tone for my audience. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, most of you already know a lot about tone, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with this continuum. If you would, go ahead and draw this tone continuum with me. And right about the middle, go ahead and put a hash, and we're going to go ahead and label that neutral, right in the middle. So obviously on the positive end of the spectrum, we'll go ahead and put a positive symbol. On the negative end of the spectrum, we'll put a negative symbol. So most of you guys coming from junior high have a pretty solid tone vocabulary. You know words like happy, which I'll go ahead and put here on the positive side. You also know words like sad, which I'll put on the negative side. But as we're going through your high school courses, hopefully you're expanding your tone vocabulary and finding more accurate, more precise tone words. So we know that overjoyed is going to be a stronger word tone-wise than happy. And if we were to come over here and say depressed, well, that's going to be a stronger word in the negative side of the tone spectrum. So it can go on and on and on forever, as you guys can understand tone words. But what we're talking about today is the appropriate tone for your audience. So I'm going to switch to my green pen here. And I want you guys in this neutral area to write the word with me. Professional. Professional. And what this means is that a professional tone is going to kind of be right here in this neutral area. So we're going to kind of stay in our lane. A professional tone is going to be right around this neutral zone. So it's not going to be super warm and fuzzy and comfortable. If you're writing a professional correspondence, you're not going to say like, hey, you, and you're not going to say stuff like, dear so-and-so. Well, that's more of a personal tone, a familiar tone. You're more positively associated. But professional is going to be right here in the middle. It's going to be more of a neutral tone. At the same time, if you're writing professional correspondence, you don't want to be overly angry or overly sad in your writing. You want to make sure that you are professional. Things like, to whom it may concern. That's not too bad. To whom it may concern leaves it open-ended. It's not relational. It's not overly positive. So things like that. To whom it may concern, different salutations. Also not dear person who makes me sick, because then you're way too serious in the negative side. We also don't want you too far off in the positive side. So we'll go ahead and mark that down, that a professional tone is close to neutral. That's what I want you guys to write down. A professional tone is close to neutral. Now, it'll be a little bit more neutral positive, so definitely respectful, which gives it a positive tone, but not familiar. You can be respectful without familiar. Think about the way that you address your teachers. You're not supposed to call them by their first name or just address them by their last name. You affix something to that, Mr., Miss, Mrs., Doctor, Professor. That salutation gives that professional tone to where you're not too familiar, but you are also respectful in a positive way. So a professional tone is going to be close to neutral. And what that's going to do is it's going to help you as we move forward through the rest of today's writing exercises. So I hope today you were able to kind of understand where we're coming from when we say you need to have a professional tone. This is going to help you in job applications. It's going to help you in college applications, emails to your teacher when you're asking for missing work. Instead of, hey, I need all my missing work, you can say things like, good afternoon, I was wondering if you could help me figure out what's missing in the grade book. And that's a much more professional, much more inviting tone as you correspond with those around you. So hopefully this was of some help to you. I'll go ahead and hand it off to the next English teacher, and I wish you all the best. Titan Pride.